I'm Fred Schwartz. Welcome to MHO Hotel Insight, where our distinguished guests will keep you well informed. I am joined here today with Mahendra M.Z. Patel. He is the AHOA Board of Director, also the founder of MHO Hotels, with Michael Garner of Garner & Ginsberg, a very well-established law firm serving the business community, including franchisees. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.
Owning a franchise business is a huge responsibility. What could they be aware of in buying their next franchise? Can you speak to that from your experience?
Sure, Fred. I would say to anyone who is thinking about buying a franchise, my first piece of advice is keep your head on straight, don't get carried away, and don't fall in love. So many times I've seen people who want to buy a franchise get captivated by a salesman's pitch, and the next minute they're looking at putting their life savings, a second mortgage, and their relatives' money into an untested and unproven business. Number one, you're going to be signing an agreement for 5, 10, maybe 20 years, and you're going to be locked into it. In most cases, there's no out if the franchise doesn't succeed, or if the business is unsuccessful, or you want to go do something else. You're tied to that long-term contract. Second, in connection with that, you're going to be obligated in most instances to pay the franchisor royalties through the entire term of that agreement. And finally, once the agreement is over, you're not able to compete for a couple of years in the same business with that franchisor.
Why is the industry transforming so quickly?
Number one, with a lot of consolidation in the hotel industry, and that has led to a lot more competition and segmentation of the brands. With that has come an effort by the franchisors to shift a lot of the work from themselves to the franchisees. This is and then also to use that shift as an opportunity to impose new fees or penalties on franchisees. And these have come up in the areas of amenities and supplies, and the franchisees' freedom to choose what they want to use in their hotels. It's come up in the area of customer service, where the franchisor wants to step in and deal with that hotel's customer and then charge the franchisee for that. And then finally, it's also come up in the area of branding. So franchisees are facing greater responsibilities and greater fees. And the irony of this is, it's their hotel, it's their property, and the restrictions of the franchisor are making it harder and harder for them to exercise the ownership rights that they have as the owner of that property.
Michael, I understand certain hotel franchise agreements have vendor mandates, high liquidated damages, and difficult exit provisions. I know you are working with MHO Hotels, and can you share how their agreements are structured? And then after your comments, let's turn over to the founder of MHO Hotels.
The MHO FDD and franchise agreement is the first FDD and franchise agreement that I've seen in 45 years of practice that is fair to the franchisees. It levels the playing field. It does not impose unreasonable liquidated damages to get out. It gives the franchisee the freedom to exercise those ownership rights in the decisions of what types of amenities to purchase, what types of supplies to purchase, and it creates a fertile ground for a real dialogue between the franchisor and franchisee, and to grow on the franchisee's wisdom in building a strong overall brand.
Let's turn to Mahendra.
Yeah.
What prompted you to even start MHO Hotels to begin with?
Well, here the thing is happening. When I was myself on the hotelier, I know I was just sitting that same hat I was wearing long, and also I was in a couple of FSC, you just mentioned that. I realized that issue of that, usually by one-way street or the FDD, and Michael was just saying about that also. So one-way street, and it's going to be hard for us to hotelier to survive. Now when we made FDD, when I came in MHO, we decided it should be two-way street, not one-way street. So we can do like better for helping the hotelier and get a better ROI that way. Because if we do charge certain thing, like Michael just mentioned that, okay, we have to be fair, more fair. That's what I want to do.
Okay. You mentioned FDD, and I know for the listening audience, they may not be familiar with FDD, and there's plenty of acronyms in every business and franchise disclosure document, but Michael, could you talk about what is an FDD?
Sure. FDD stands for Franchise Disclosure Document, and it is a prospectus. It's a book that gives somebody who's thinking about buying a franchise a look at, in writing, of many of the critical factors about that franchise.
Let's turn again
Sure.
to Mahendra. So how is the relationship between the franchisor and the franchisee different in the MHO system from the typical franchise relationship?
Okay, our relation just like a family kind of relationship. What we did, like when we developed the MHO hotel franchise, we realized that we need that, by family kind of, what is happening, like say, example of the flag, I don't want the name of the flag, but just say flag is relationship, is one, I just told you before, one-way street, and when you issue, you have to call them, you have to go through so many things to do. Here we made a one personal number, people can call us directly, and they're also available, directly talk to us and talk about, and we also have a lot of training material, we'll provide different training material also. And plus also we do, every time any new products come, we do like ourselves, myself or my CEO or one of them, they'll visit that mid-personal to owner connection. This is called why we meet each one by one connection.
Can you just share with the audience your background and how long you've been in the hotel business?
Sure.
And the number of brands that you
Sure.
have?
I'm in business since 1980 when I was in high school. My brothers owned the hotel and I was involved with him in 1980. And that's when we have, one point we had a 30 plus hotel was, used to be Wyndham, Choice, IHG, Sheraton, and the Motel 6 and all that different flag we do manage and operate too. And we build ourselves almost 6 hotel construction ourselves too.
Thanks so much for joining us, gentlemen. We'll be right back with more of MHO Hotel Insight.